Hey everyone, this is Ben and thank you for joining us on this episode of the SEMPER GUMBIE channel. Well, it is fall and it is my favorite time of year because that's when we do the most camping and the leaves are turning, the weather is cool, there's no bugs or mosquitoes, and sitting around a campfire with good friends and good drinks and good conversations always make this time of year my favorite. But, I'll be headed to the Ouachita National Forest here this week, and we're going to spend a couple days out there with some of my buddies. So many of you seen me throughout the spring and the summer, not only in my tiny camper, my rugged Rhino, or in my rooftop tent. I've been using the heck out of this Mark II ZeroBreeze portable air conditioner. This thing has not let me down. It has been all over, from Florida to Dallas, Texas, to Fort Worth, Arkansas. I mean, I have gone everywhere with this thing to keep me cool, not only in the rooftop tent, but also in the tiny camper. And, the rugged Rhino, when I purchased this from Joe out of Tiny Camper Company, they have everything piped in to accept the ZeroBreeze ducts. And like I said, it's been unbelievable. It has been a lifesaver. So let me tell you what ZeroBreeze is coming out that will be available to you very soon. Bam! This right here is the brand new ZeroBreeze Mark III. Yes, I mean, this thing is absolutely incredible. And before we start the video, we want to thank ZeroBreeze for being a sponsor of today's video. SEMPER GUMBIE and ZeroBreeze has teamed up for 2025, so you'll be seeing me using the Mark III at all of the events, especially when it's nice and warm outside. Well, we'll get to that in just a second. So you're asking, what does the Mark III has that the Mark II didn't have? Well, the Mark II was almost a 2400 BTU air conditioner. Well, the Mark III, that's right here, the Mark III is their latest portable air conditioner that is equipped with, you ready? 5,280 BTUs. That's right, 5,280 BTUs cooling capacity. It weighs just under 22 pounds and has a climate control feature that allows you to set and maintain the temperature as low as 61 degrees and as warm as 88 degrees. That's right, as warm as 88 degrees for spaces up to 100 to 150 square feet. Wait a minute, did I say heat? Wait a minute, was I talking about heat? Now this thing has a thermostat setting, that's right. Thermostat setting. We know that everyone experiences heat differently, so take advantage of the thermostat feature and let yourself forget that the temperature was ever an issue. Now you can adjust the cooling, heating, and the dehumidifying ranges freely according to your needs. Now, side-by-side comparison, it doesn't look like much. Now the Mark III is a little bit taller than the Mark II, but not by much. It's a little bit wider, but who doesn't really want a wider unit if you got heat? But let's see. The Mark II is basically a little less than 8.5 inches wide. And the Mark III is almost 9 inches, so not too bad. The overall height of this is 11 inches. And the Mark III is 12 inches. So, not bad. A little over an inch in width and height, but it still has the same design to me that it looks like. The Mark III is a little bit more spacey looking, sort of like a alien Darth Vader space age look. Now here are the specs for the Mark III, and it's not too far off from the Mark II except for the cooling BTUs. Now it only weighs 22 pounds and it provides 5,280 BTU. So it's almost twice the capacity of the Mark II. Now the cooling area that you can do with this is, they say, which effectively is 100 to 150 square feet. And this thing does have cooling and heating. That's right, cooling and heating. And then you can adjust the thermostat to maintain that temperature. Now this also has a micro compressor. And they have a new active drain system. It has a pump in here now. Now the Mark II never had an active drain system, so it basically just took gravity and you had to hook up a hose and it kind of used gravity drain to drain out. Now I made the mistake thinking if you propped it at an angle it would drain out. Well, that was wrong on my part, because the drain was, when you did that, it would accumulate and stay on the bottom of the unit, and then it would kind of pool in your rooftop tent or on your blankets or sleeping bag. And I woke up a couple times with a little bit of moisture or wetness in the area where the unit was. With the ZeroBreeze Mark III, now it has that active drain system. Now you must be thinking, man, 5,000 BTUs, this thing must be a power monster. Well, I'm going to show you that with the battery, and I'm going to hook this up to the new Elite 200 by Blue Eddy, and we're going to run some tests and we're going to see how much power this thing draws. But in the cool mode, this is the most balanced mode. It's one step below rocket mode, and in the cooling capacity it consumes less power than all the other modes, and they say it's only between 200 and 350 watts. And the battery that you can use on this will last anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. And that's the same runtime that I got with the Mark II. So this right here is the Mark III Smart Battery. It is a 1,036 watt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. And they designed this one a lot different now. Now here's another cool feature of the Mark III that the Mark II didn't have. Now you are able to stack not one, not two, but 3 of these batteries together and expand them to power up your Mark III. That's right, 3 batteries. Now many of the power stations out there like Blue Eddy and the other brands, you can charge it up in less than 1 hour up to 80%. Well, that's no difference with these batteries. You can power up your 1,036 watt hour Mark III battery from 0 to 80% in just 2 hours. And it's compatible with RV power and power station AC adapters. Now you can also enjoy 7 hours of sleep mode comfort. 2 batteries in series with built-in power cables ensure that this thing will run all night long. And the MC4s to your solar power panels. That's right, you can charge this up using a solar power panel. I mean, ZeroBreeze has knocked it out of the park. And of course you can use your grid power, AC power, to charge it up as well. So I mean, they covered all bases for charging up this battery right here. Now the size of the batteries hasn't changed much. I mean, if you look at it, it's almost identical in size. I mean, it's a little bit thicker. If you look at the width of it, but other than the height and all that, it's about the same. So more power, same size, almost the same weight. It's a win-win situation. Now the size of the batteries is now we're charging up the ZeroBreeze battery using grid power, and you can see right here, and we have to use this brick right here, hey, we can't get around it, but it's not a big deal. But it's moving pretty quick, and we'll see how long it takes to charge up this battery. So we're gonna power up the ZeroBreeze Mark III. We've got it hooked up to our Bluetti Elite 200, which is a 2600 watt power station. So it's plenty of power to do this ZeroBreeze. And then we're gonna see how loud it is, how quiet it is, how the functions, and then we're going to do the heat and the cooling. So let's go check it out. What I really like about this, if you're in the camp tent or in the camper or your rig, there are 3 modes of this light. So the first mode is a nice glow, a low level glow. It's sort of like an indigo. You hit it again, it gets a little bit brighter, and then the third time it does a nice pulsing effect, and then the last one is an SOS. And right now we are drawing about it's starting to come up 14 watts and coming up, but man, that thing's awfully quiet. Man, I am impressed. Now in the cooling mode, you will have a blue glow ring around the vent. Now as it starts to get warmer, the colors will change to a green, as you see right here. So as you set your temperature at a higher degree, it'll change from blue to green and then over to red. So that's a pretty cool little feature that this Mark III has. I just placed the Mark III in the heat mode, and I've got it set at 74 degrees. And if you can see that little sun icon on the screen there. Now my Bluetti Elite 200 is at 224 watts. So it's starting to come up, and it's going to hit to about 300 watts in the heating mode. Now a lot of folks, when they get the unit, think that the heat will come out from the front, but that is not where the heat source is going to warm you up. So when you're in the heat mode, you'll have this pointing away from you, the front of the unit, with the hose exhausted somewhere else. Usually this is where the AC comes out. And then on the back of the unit, this is where you're going to have your exhaust hose come into either your tent or any space you're trying to heat. And right now it is warm, and right now we're showing 69 degrees, so it's warming up, and that is on the lowest fan setting. And with the power station running on that mode, I think it was somewhere about 275, 300 watts, not degrees, but watts. Wow. But we are drawing 390 watts. Now you do get a remote also with the ZeroBreeze, so let's go ahead and change that from heat back to AC. And let's see if that changes that number. Okay, there it goes. So from the heat, it is now dropping to the AC, and we are changing from 350 somewhat watts down to 200 and some watts. And we got it set for 55. And that hot air should be changing here in just a second. So with the unit, you're going to get 3 hoses, and these hoses are like they're expandable. You can expand them, you can bend them the way you want, but I believe they're 2, 3, and the Mac Daddy 4-inch. And I believe this is a 4-inch because of the capacity. They had to design the hose bigger for better efficiency. ZeroBreeze has made some major changes to this unit, and it just blows me away. Pass-through charging while you're using it. Stackable, expandable batteries for extended use. You can buy the unit by itself with 1 battery, 2 batteries. But I think this is going to be the hot ticket come around the winter, and then in the spring, these things will sell like hotcakes. I will put the link and description in the box below. Again, I want to thank ZeroBreeze for sending us the new Mark III. I will be doing more testing and reviews on this, so stick back around. So if you're interested in picking one of these ZeroBreeze Mark III units up, go to ZeroBreeze.com and check it out right now. It's not available to the public because they are taking pre-orders right now, and I anticipate they will be available in the next couple weeks. Just check back on the website, but if you pre-order one, they'll give you an update of when they will be available. And I want to thank you for making it this far in the video. If you're a first-time viewer, please consider subscribe, like, and comment, and then hit that bell notification, and then hit all notifications. Every time we post a video, you'll be notified. Also, I want to consider becoming a Patreon member on the SEMPER GUMBIE Patreon page. As little as $3 a month, you can be subscribed to our page and check out our first-hand videos, our lives, GPS coordinates. I will share some campsites, and of course some deals we get from our sponsors, as well as products and giveaways. So before we close this video, I want to send a big happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And I want to thank all our subscribers and our supporters, and especially our sponsors who have been with us along the way. You know, Thanksgiving is all about not the materialistic things, but a time to share with family and friends and be thankful for what you got. Your health and the great memories you all create. And I am very thankful for all of you. So again, thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. This is SEMPER GUMBIE out.